Hey, my peeps, it's Jazz. Welcome back to Jazz's Player One. The P stands for player. Welcome to the third and final part of my Animal Experiences Storytime video. If you haven't already, you should definitely go check out parts 1 and 2 either before or after this video. Now here's the final set of stories, which is on wildlife. So excluding insects, which technically counts as wildlife too, I really haven't had many wildlife experiences. The only really memorable story with wildlife that I have happened a couple years ago back in high school. This was during a summer program that me and a bunch of other high schoolers were in. I remember we were in the cafeteria. It was a pretty normal day in the cafeteria. We were doing, stuff you do in the cafeteria, eat and talk and whatnot. And there was this group of guys that were already done with their meal, and they decided to just go outside. They went to go talk on like this wooden path that was right outside the cafeteria. Like it was like a little swampy enclosure area that was created there with like the swamp trees and all that. Some of the guys brought some cookies with them as they were leaving out the cafeteria, which I guess wasn't really uncommon since sometimes people would take like apples and stuff out with them and take it back to their dorm rooms. But it wasn't really time for us to leave yet since we were confined to a group and we were on a schedule. I can't quite remember how it happened. Like, I don't know if one of the guys came back in and told us what they were doing, or we were leaving out and we saw what they were doing, but we ended up finding out they were taking the cookies and feeding them to the squirrels. So, of course, the next day when we got to the cafeteria, we hurried up and ate our food, grabbed some cookies, and we all went outside. Like every single one of us. I don't think anybody stayed back in the cafeteria. And then the guys would show us how they would feed the squirrels. They would like break off a chunk of the cookie, put it in the palm of their hand, and just like have it out the back of their hand on like this wooden beam that was a part of the path. They'd have the back of their hand on top of it, and just wait for the squirrel to come and get the cookie out their hand. And by wait, I really do mean like wait, because those squirrels were scary. Scary as in they were scared to approach us. They were taking so long that even one of the guys started making the kissy noise, the noise that some people use to call a dog over, like, yeah, I was like, no way that's gonna work. But somehow those squirrels, they reacted to it, they came. They started coming. And then we all started making the noise. We were all like, come here, squirrel, come eat this cookies. A mess. And the way the squirrels would come up and get the cookies were really funny too. Like they just sneak up on us like, and then once they were close enough they'd acting like they just hit a lick or something. Like, I see you. You ain't slick, bro. You only have to go and steal the shit. Like, we literally giving it to you. But yeah, I don't blame those squirrels. I feel like I'd be stealing those cookies too, because those cookies were bomb. Those cookies were good. They probably were like, you giving this to me? You sure? You for real? Bet. Let me snatch these bitches up real quick. Let me take that off your hands real quick. But yeah, they'd come up, they'd snatch it, and then they'd run back into the tree and eat it in the tree. They made sure, they're like, nah, you not getting this back. You not getting this back. Those squirrels were so funny. This went on for about a good week until the adults that were over us noticed we were outside all, like every day. We'd go to the cafeteria, we'd barely like eat, touch our food or anything. We just go straight outside, grab those cookies, go straight outside. And they eventually caught on like, hey yo, why are all these kids like huddled up outside? What the hell are they doing? So then they found out and then they made us stop. We had to stop or else they were like, we're gonna write you guys up if you guys don't stop feeding those squirrels. So we all stopped. Well, most of us stopped. Some people were still feeding the squirrels on the slick though. I remember one girl, she was still feeding the squirrel with her friend and then the squirrel bit her. And she was like, she was gonna go to the infirmary to check if she had rabies. She didn't have rabies, but that was crazy. And that was the end of that. When I was in college, I always liked going over to the park that was right next to campus, and I'd like to go see the ducks. I especially liked it when I lived in the apartments right next to the park, because sometimes the ducks would cross over and just wander around like they were some students or something. The ducks were even more scarier than the squirrels, though. Like, they would not let you get close to them. They'd run off if you get, like, anywhere near them. I liked watching them waddle around though. And when they wagged their tails, that was so cute. And it was funny too watching them move their necks around like they were being all sassy, like like I don't know what that means, but they kept doing that. I don't know if that's some kind of threat or something. Like I remember two of them were doing that to each other one time and they started fighting and I was like, oh shit, that was crazy. I was at the apartments too. I remember that. I was coming back from class. I was going out to class and they were just like And then,
Oh my god.
bro, somebody break them up though. One other moment in time in the past, when I was in elementary school, one of my classmates found two baby turtles on the side of the road and brought them to class. And we just like played with them the whole time. We didn't do any work that day, I remember. During that time, we would switch off to like two or three different teachers that taught us different subjects. And sometimes we didn't switch at all. Sometimes we just stay in that class for the whole day. And that teacher whose class we ended up staying in was the math and science teacher. So he just kind of spun it around like, oh, we're learning about the science or the wildlife or whatever in our state, in case anybody had any questions or whatever. But nobody passed or anything. It was just like our little class for that whole day, playing with the turtles. It was fun. The turtles were like so tiny, teeny tiny, so cute. I remember one of them was like super fast though. Like we had them on top of the desk, and the fast one like ran so fast we couldn't even catch it in time. It like fell off the desk. It was okay though. But yeah, we were like, aren't turtles supposed to be slow? Like the other one was slow. But this other turtle, the second turtle, was like super fast for whatever reason. And then my classmate that brought the turtles in had the idea to call them Speedy and Slowpoke, like the two mice from the Looney Tunes. And that's it for the stories and mentions. But before I end it off, since I shared with you guys all these unique, wonderful, different experiences with all these animals, I thought, why not take a little animal quiz to see what animal I would be? So this is the animal quiz that I picked out, the animal and you. It was literally the first thing that popped up whenever I searched up best what animal are you quiz. And it's supposed to have like 50 different animals. Yeah, 50 different animals you could be off of just like 10 questions. I don't know how they get that off of just 10 questions. That's crazy, but yeah. So let me just start the quiz. How physically big are you? How does your size compare to others in your realm? An animal size influences its behavior and determines how it survives. But don't be fooled. Even the smallest creatures have advantages over large lumbering predators. I'm quite small and petite. Some call me fun size. That is not true. I'm smaller than most, but sturdily built. I'm about average size overall. I'm somewhat bigger than most people. I'm extra large and in charge. I'd say the second one. How aggressive are you? Are you an aggressive person? Do you readily accommodate others or do you play to win? Nature is competitive, but not all creatures fight for a living. Some readily attack, but others use a passive stance to lower risk of injury. I avoid confrontations and accommodate others as much as possible. I never go looking for trouble, but I'm no pushover either. I take a middle ground and I only react aggressively when the situation clearly calls for it. I'm a little hot headed, but I'm working on it. I'm a very forceful person. Don't mess with me. Mm, I guess I say the middle one. Sociability. Are you a solitary or social animal? Do you spend most of your time with friends and family or with large groups of friends? Herd animals are adept at getting along with large groups, but some species prefer relying on themselves. I'm generally self contained and keep mainly to myself. I prefer the company of small groups of friends. I'm pretty outgoing and I'm comfortable socializing with all group sizes. I'm extremely outgoing and can function with all types of people. I'd probably say the second one. How attractive do you think you are? Be honest. Be honest, guys. Do others do others find you good looking? Some animals flaunt what nature gave them, while others get by keeping a low profile. There's no shame in the way you look, but it can influence your behavior and interactions with other people. I'm quite a plain Jane John, nothing special to see here. I'm not overburdened by beauty, but I have a few attractive features. I consider myself average looking. I'm sure I'm above average looking since I'm often called cute, handsome. I'm attractive and turn heads. Mother Nature was kind. I'm gonna go with that fourth one, since a lot of people really do call me cute. Creativity. It's not a bad idea to follow well-trodden paths in life since there's benefit in other people's mistakes. Some, however, prefer to cut imaginative new trails in the pursuit of resources and are willing to risk failure. I'm not one for writing songs, books, or paintings. I color within the lines. I'm pretty good at coming up with new creative ideas. I'm definitely an out of the box creature, and I love creating art in all its forms. I want to say the last one. I'm going to click the last one. Selflessness and cooperation. What's your philosophy of cooperation? Many animals rely on their teammates to help them survive, while others have a me first approach. I'm very compassionate and usually put the needs of friends and families above my own. I'm cooperative and willing to help friends in need, but I have my own life too. Someone has to look out for number one. Call me selfish, but a friend in need is a pain in the. Either this one or this one. I think I'm at the top one, honestly. How intelligent are you? Are you a curious animal eager to investigate the world? Animals with big brains often find new ways to deal with problems, but overthinking can also be a disadvantage. A big brain means having more options, but sometimes a single option works too. I try not to think too much about things. It makes my head hurt. I may not be the brightest crayon in the box, but I'm nobody's fool. I enjoy reading and watching documentaries and discussing less important issues. I'm pretty bright. I have a bit of a nerd streak and love intellectual challenges. I score pretty high on Jeopardy. Let's see the third one. How athletic are you? Would you consider yourself to be athletic or take a more relaxed approach to live? Are you a sports hero or a couch potato? There's no such thing as lazy in the animal kingdom. You either survive or you don't. Eagles may soar, but sloths don't get sucked into jet engines. I occasionally watch exercise on TV. Does that count? I like to keep fit, but it's not my top priority. I love physical activity and don't feel comfortable unless I have at least 2 workouts a week. I'd say I'm somewhere in between. Honestly, I'm like off and on. Travel and exploration. How do you feel about traveling? Some animals and birds migrate thousands of miles every year, and some will literally die if they stop moving. Other animals never leave the patch of ground where they were born. I'm a homebody and enjoy staying close to home. I enjoy day trips and going away for long weekends. Vacations are for relaxing. I love traveling to exotic locales. Well, I haven't been out much, but if I could be out, I'd go out. So I'm just going to say the middle one. Impulsiveness. Do you think before you act or are you reactive? Some animals are hyper-reactive, while others tend to rely on thoughtful planning. As always, both approaches have their advantages and disadvantages. I admit that I'm more impulsive than I should be, but it makes for great adventures. I'm pretty thoughtful, but there's room for improvement. I'm always deliberate and cautious. The last one, definitely. Oh, penguin! Oh, let's go! I love penguins, dude. You remember in that other video? I love penguins, dude. Okay, let's see. As a penguin, my characteristics: witty, meticulous, intelligent, dual-natured, inscrutable, self-conscious. The scientific name, I'm not even going to try to say that. Collective term, a colony of penguins. The penguin personality. Now you see it, now you don't. Aggressive yet gentle, outgoing but shy, stable yet flighty. Everyone sees the penguin in a different way. It's that black and white thing. The penguin only reveals the side that it wants you to see. So whether you like this daring devil or not, you have to concede that it's a fascinating and enigmatic individual. Penguins are birds condemned to live out their days on the ground. Unable to fly, their excess energy has no outlet save their creative talents and emotional outbursts. Penguins are poetic, artistic, and intellectually gifted, and as writers, penguins have no equal. I didn't know penguins could write. But if unable to channel their impulses in a positive way, the resulting turmoil proves damaging to their relationships and careers. Never underestimate a penguin. Penguins are deceptively intelligent and are particularly animated when intellectually challenged. They excel at word games and puzzles, but are modest about their abilities and are generally underestimated by others. With their misunderstood personality, penguins find writing an ideal tool for expressing their true feelings. They have a natural aptitude for languages, and penguin personalities dominate the world of publishing as writers, editors, and journalists. The penguin personality's career. A strong sense of drama draws penguins to the theater and cinema. Although unlike typical bird personalities, they avoid the spotlight unless they're able to hide the characters they play. Once on stage, however, they prove to be excellent performers with their multifaceted personalities, conveying the full gamut of emotions. However, in many cases, a lack of confidence affects their work. Penguins tend to give up on tasks they were otherwise capable of and are frequently disappointed with their performance. Yeah, this sounds a lot like me. Still work never dominates their lives, and they always put their family first. Penguins in the wild. Like all flightless birds, penguins reside only in the southern hemisphere and have found a niche in the wild frozen wasteland that is Antarctica. Most penguin species move south in the winter to breathe in the extreme cold. Although conditions are harsh, penguins can form large breeding groups with minimum fear of predators, and they are supremely well adapted for this environment. What even are the predators for penguins? Surviving the Antarctic winter takes a great deal of cooperation from the penguins, and they huddle together to conserve heat. As the penguins on the outside of the group begin to get cold, they are allowed by the others to move into the interior of the group to regain body heat. Oh, so cute. Careers and hobbies. Waiter, designer. Yes, I'm an artist. Actor, journalist, herbalist, writer. I write a lot. Gambling. Board games, reading, family time. Love and friendship. Since penguins have the coldest feet in the animal kingdom, it's no surprise that within its conflicted bosom there beats the warmest heart of all. Unfortunately, most of us will never experience this gentle compassion, for the penguin rations it only to family and close friends. Penguins mate for life, and they make their commitments in black and white. Boredom is never an issue, and it would never occur to them to look outside their marriage for stimulation. Yeah, that's right, I'm faithful. I would be faithful. I'm a faithful penguin, bro. However, the flighty core of its bird personality struggles to maintain an even keel, challenging its partner's patience and endurance. It takes a special person to flesh out the penguin's wonderful qualities, and mammalian personalities like horses, moles, and dogs simply do not have the tools to decipher its avian sensibilities. Neither is the penguin fully accepted by eagles, owls, and roosters who look down their noses at their land-bound cousin. True acceptance comes in the form of semi-aquatic animals, and relationships with otters, walruses, and beavers are complete in many ways. Sex. The fuck? Best mates for a penguin. Dolphin. Friendship goes deep. Love. Forever interesting. Sex. Right up your alley. Okay. Otter. Friendship, perfect synergy, love, it's a winner, 6. Swing. Peacock. Friendship, birds of a feather, love till death do us part, ha. Sex, and exquisite connection. Ayo, so if you a dolphin, an otter, or a peacock, hit me up, bro. Look, we even got the little matchmaker section. I'm gonna link the quiz down in the description. You guys take it and tell me what animal you guys get. And then you can do the little matchmaker thing and you can see if we're a match or not. Famous penguin personalities. Oscar Wilde, Truman Capote, Danny DeVito. And that marks the end of my little goddess animal experience storytime collection. I hope y'all enjoyed listening to me yap for 3 videos straight. Let me know what you guys thought of this in the comments below. Like the video and subscribe so you can help me reach 1,000 subs. I love to do this full time, so any and all support really do helps the channel out. Thanks for watching. Have a good day or night, and
goodbye.